undirected team. We're gonna have a little fun with this one. We're gonna have a little fun with the mayor. You know what's funny about Eric Adams? One of the things I noticed was I didn't want to play the audio. One of the things I noticed. Let me turn that down real quick. They're playing Alicia Keys and Jay-Z out here in New York. But if you go right here and you look at the mayor right here, check his hat out. He's wearing a hat that says Mayor Adams. So it's just a little bit strange, right? Like, you are the mayor. Like, to wear a hat that says you're the mayor. Like, if I wore a hat that said I'm the mayor and I was walking around St. Paul, would people recognize me as such and believe it? And would he really need the hat to be recognized as the mayor? And can he wear that hat after he's no longer the mayor? Is that hat like wearing a police badge? I don't know. It's all interesting. But anyways, this video right here shows the mayor just kind of being a little weird, like smelling a bag of weed and kind of just walking around and being a little strange. And, you know, you got the thumbs up right there. So we're actually going to watch his speech where he's explaining exactly what's going on. And it's almost like they're advertising for the weed. But, you know, the mayor has been a very controversial mayor, Adams, where he has had a lot of different criticisms about himself on the way that he is, you could say, handling himself as a mayor. I seen his interview on the Breakfast Club, and it was a little bit strange. But what we're going to do is we're just going to see exactly what's going on. I'm not really going to get into all his policies and kind of the way he's running his city, because that's not really the point of this video. And if you really want to see all of that, there's other content creators that cover it. Right now, we're going to keep it a little more lighthearted and just kind of look at how strange he acts as far as the way that he's handling this situation. I'll also say, and we're going to look at an article really quick, that he actually is against marijuana in many different ways and doesn't even think that it should be legal to smoke. So it's kind of weird the way that he acts around it. Hold on, I gotta turn this. I'll turn this off. All right, we're good.
In this season, in some of the most dangerous environments, you know, the sheriff with the right team, it's important to highlight the work that's being done. This is what it is about. You know, this you actually stand here and you can smell the cannabis that's here. But what we have accomplished is exactly what we knew we could accomplish with the right insight and the right focus and determination. 1,000 shops were closed, and you had to use the skill set of the accumulation of all of our agencies, as the sheriff just mentioned, to make sure we can focus in on that. Today, we're going to destroy 4 tons of cannabis. This is out of the 200,000 tons that we have that are still out there, 200,000 pounds that we have that are still out there that we are going to put on the roadmap to being destroyed as well. WeWorld is a...
I'm kind of curious though. Why don't you use that? Because there's plenty of states right now that are making hand over fist on marijuana sales. Colorado is one of them. They were one of the first states that started to legalize marijuana, and it has done wonders as far as making money for the state. And they're just going to get ready to burn all the marijuana. But my other observation on this is that it really looks like they are advertising for marijuana. I mean, if you really look in, I mean, let's just zoom in, right? I mean, these packages and stuff look like candy. So the marijuana actually looks like something that you'd want to consume. And they got plenty of it right there. And I just don't really understand why it is that they're showing it off in the way that they are, right? And standing proud next to it. I mean, I get it's a drug bust, but at minimum, why are you showing off all the colorful packaging that's going along with it? Because that's usually how you advertise to children. It's what they do with the vapes, and why a lot of different possibly states. I know here in Minnesota, I think they passed a law where you can't sell flavored vape pens, or at least you can't advertise it. And Juul and a lot of those different companies got in trouble for it, but they don't want you selling cherry and lime and strawberry and bubblegum vape pens, because that's advertising directly to children. If you make it taste like, if you sell a garbage vape pen, a vape pen that smells like garbage, you know, people might not want to smoke it as much. If it smells like oranges, you know, maybe they'll want to. So, you know, that was one of the things I noticed, and I don't understand why they're advertising it like this. It's quite strange.
Real pardon, I want to thank.
But they could use the money that they're about to destroy to make more money for the city, because they could probably use it.
Them, and in addition to just removing the illegal cannabis, they remove over 800,000 tons of garbage off our landfills by destroying it here. This prevents our landfills from being filled, but it also prevents illegal cannabis from going to our landfills. That's why this partnership is so important. When you look at the
y'all landfills are damn near the city streets at this point. I mean, I've never been to New York myself, so I can't attest to this, but I have heard different testimony of New York and the way that it smells in different parts of the city. Maybe not some of the nicer parts, but the overall consensus is that it is very disgusting. Now, I know that I've watched YouTube content, because I'll watch YouTube content of people that walk around cities, or they'll ride their bike through cities and different things like that. And New York is one that I like to watch from time to time. And when they walk through many places, I mean, garbage is just stacked up along the sidewalk where it meets the road. I guess you can call it the curb. There's just trash there at all times. It's like it's constant. The people just walk out of their apartments off the stoop and just set their trash bags there, and then that's it. And there are plenty of rats and mice that accumulate the streets as well. So, you know, that's what I've noticed, but it's probably not like that at all places, but they definitely have that stigma.
The list that we had a substantial number of locations and sites. We've inspected 100% of those locations and sites. Now, it's a continuing inspections. We have to stay on top of this, because there are so many people who would like to participate in this illegal endeavor, but we are focused on this. And I really got to give my kudos to the governor, her partnership in ensuring and giving us the authority we needed to bring in our other agencies, particularly the New York City Police Department, and Speaker Hasty, and Majority Leader and Ashkumar, of all of these different entities focusing on a problem, hands around it. And because we got our hands around it, we're going to destroy illegal cannabis in the city. It's not going to go in our neighborhoods. It's not going to target our children. When you look at some of these items that are here, clearly focused. Yep. Clearly focus on our children's Sour Patch. We continually lift up these products because we want to
be honest, Sour Patch that's not marijuana is bad for kids. You shouldn't be giving kids Sour Patch at all. And I'm not saying don't be fun and let kids have candy, but Sour Patch Kids are not good for kids. And to be honest, if you eat a whole bunch of Sour Patch Kids as an adult, it's likely to kill you. You might end up getting your legs amputated. Like, honestly, I mean, that's all garbage. High fructose corn syrup, terrible, sugar rush. So it's like drinking Red Bull for an adult.
Constantly remind people that there are no barriers or boundaries that those who are selling these illegal products would do to attract our young people, particularly the colorful packaging. We've witnessed the distribution location.
Y'all advertising it right now.
Packaging their own products.
Reworld.
Products that are laced with different items. This is why we have spent so much attention on this. And I just really want to take my hat off to the sheriff and his entire team as we move forward in addressing this real quality of life issues, robberies, shootings, illegal products.
Yeah, a lot of that's just like, also, I will say that the one negative to it is that a lot of this marijuana, especially the garbage stuff, the outdoor stuff, they're spraying it with all kinds of different enhancements. It could be roach spray. It could be different. It could be laced with fentanyl, which will kill you immediately or possibly, and synthetic weed. And there's a lot of different things going on with marijuana that you got to be careful of. It's not like it used to be. They're putting all kinds of different things on it, and so a lot of it's tainted, and you really don't know what you're buying.
And Sheriff Miranda, as well as
let's go through a little more.
But he and his team, the illegal operations. Fabian just advised me also. We've inspected over 4,000 locations. We've closed 1,000. Section 1,000 closure. Cannabis. That is the problem. People don't know what they're smoking, what they're inhaling, and what they're putting in their bodies.
Any of this tied up in legal cases? Is this like burning evidence or?
I like that. The law department have to answer that. All I do is burn. So, the law department is going to answer. I don't believe so. I think
all I do is burn. He meant that literally. All I do is get high.
That this product has gone through. Oh, we got somebody from the. Come on up here, man.
That we follow. So once that's exceeded, someone can make a claim to get their.
they're spraying it with different chemicals. Even some locations have used roach spray or different other things, right? So people are not smoking cannabis when they're getting sick by this. What they are smoking is the chemicals. And that is the statement we want to make sure. This is why it presents a serious health hazard.
Like what didn't stop you guys from closing them down?
We have been able to seal 1,000 locations I can visit. So there are ongoing investigations, and we will be.
So this was one of the weird parts that he did. You'll see him right here.
Desist orders, which require a second.
Hey, Bobby.
So he's kind of joking around with the marijuana. Here, Bobby, he'll toss you a bag. And, I'm pretty sure that there's a couple bags that, well, I'm not going to say that they took a couple bags for themselves to make an extra quick, 10,000-20,000 bucks off of the marijuana. But yeah, so I thought this video was kind of funny. And I think I had one more. We don't really got to go through this. It was just as far as Eric Adams he was the only one out of, this was like 3 years ago. He was the only Democrat with quality of life concerns about legalizing pot. So you see all these people right here, including Andrew Yang. Actually, a candidate I actually liked. He had a strange, wacky idea about giving every American $1,000, which actually probably would have been cheaper than maybe what happened during the pandemic and all of the PPP loans and different types of government handouts that were given at that time. But yeah, besides that, he was actually really smart, and he was actually forward thinking as far as AI and robots taking over jobs and trying to retain jobs for Americans and get us in a space where the artificial intelligence wouldn't affect us as much as far as job growth, and getting people in a position where they can know a lot of these different types of jobs and be proficient in them, so they can not be left behind and become dinosaurs. So, Yang was actually pretty good, but yeah, out of all of them, Adams was the only one that said weed is terrible and it messes with you in all kinds of different ways that are just not beneficial. Where people say, I'll just get high and that just makes me relax. But it messes with a lot of your different cognitive functions, and I don't really necessarily personally think that marijuana is good to smoke, but that's just me. Anyways, that was all I really have for this. We can go light as far as undirected perspective. Not that. We're going right here. So yeah, this wasn't really to get into Adams or anything or dig into him as far as the job that he's doing at NYC, which I heard isn't the best. It was more just to kind of have fun with the whole situation. And I think he did a good job. They did talk about how they dispose of the marijuana when they burn it, and they said it goes through filtration systems, so it doesn't end up creating any type of secondhand contact high from within the city as they're burning it. So they burn it, it goes through filtration systems. Kind of like, you remember when you watched Breaking Bad? I'm pretty sure everybody's watched it, right? If you haven't watched Breaking Bad, go watch it. Great series. Walter White, Jesse Pinkman, and the whole gang is out there. And what they did when they were cooking meth in the dry cleaners, they had a excellent filtration system because meth is very toxic when you cook it. So you have to be careful. That's why Walter White wore the gas mask when he first started making the meth inside of the RV. But anyways, when you do it at a high level like that, you need to have a filtration system or else you're going to be detected. So what they did was filtrated everything before it hit the air, and it came out as clean CO2 and didn't affect the environment. And that's basically what they said that they do when they burn the marijuana in the 4 tons that they're getting ready to burn, as far as what they were able to from the confiscation. So that's pretty much all I got for this team. A little bit of knowledge about it. Had some fun with Eric Adams. And he is a character. If you haven't seen his Breakfast Club interview, you should watch it. He's very strange. And that's all I got for this one, team. I appreciate y'all. Dotsale all the way out. And let's do it like this.
Goodbye.
Like, share, comment, subscribe if you made it this far. I appreciate y'all.